Well guys, we're back here at the shop, Fitzgerald Collision Repair. You're gonna hear a lot of working and noise in the background, but we've got to get Brutus done. Today we're gonna be getting this fuel tank off, moving some brackets forward to move the tank forward. We've got a brand new tank right here from 4 State Trucks. It's an Alumatech that they sell. Had it in stock, I called them up. We literally had it in 2 days. We're gonna be getting both tanks sanded down. We're gonna be painting them to match the truck blue. And also, on top of that, we're gonna be getting tires and wheels off, putting some really crappy old tires and wheels on it of some kind, and we're going to be getting the frame sanded down, and we're going to paint it blue and paint everything really nice metallic, kind of like we do the Tratter Taxi. So not completely like show ready, but just really nice work truck. And we got to get this lift axle painted, so lots of work to do today. We got to get some tank sanded, get some holes drilled, and let's get started, guys. Let's get this tank off. All right, getting this fuel tank dropped right away. We're not wasting no time. I'm gonna get these straps pulled out of here. This fuel tank has got some fuel. Oh, very minimal, but some fuel. Oh, that was almost bad. That's why I put the rags down so we ain't scratching up our stainless tank straps there. All right, you balance that side. Okay. It's rolling forward. Okay.
You're hitting. There you go.
Must have been leaking fuel or something. All right, just hold it right there for a second. Remember, it's got fuel in it, so. All right, guys, one fuel tank removed. Isolators out of there. Now pull these straps out, and now we got to move this mount right here, and then this one's got to go forward. But it looks like we're going to have to drill some holes.
Oh yeah.
On both sides. So then we got to remount our air dryer somewhere too. But we might be able to remount it right here. Maybe. Wouldn't that be sweet if that just went right there perfectly? We can only pray. We can only pray, folks. Boom. So these brackets, I mean these bolts for these tanks, what do you want to call these things? Tank straps, there we go. They've got these little clips that go in them. We don't want to lose those. Get these put up top out of the way. All right, one fuel tank bracket removed. I'm thinking that we can mount it right here like we did the other side. I'll have to show you guys that in a second. But first, I want to see if we can make our air dryer bolt right up here and mount back up. And then we'll get the other one unbolted and moved in just a second. Does it mount like that? No. It mounts like that right here.
Gotta go like that.
No, it has to go down because right here is the blow-off valve right there. Guys, we've been standing around working on my butt, and I'm like, we got lifts. Why are we not using our lifts? Nonsense. Forgot how easy these things were. So nice. There they are. Well guys, we had these lifts. I don't know why the heck we haven't been using them this whole time, but I've got all the holes marked on this side, and we're gonna have to mark the holes on the other side, but I figure we need to get one side done at the time, and then we can move forward. But we got our frame drill up here. We gotta give our friends a shout out at JB Tools for getting us hooked up with Evolution, because this thing has been godsend on getting any drilling done on the frames. If you have a semi truck or doing anything with these frames that are like this crazy hardened steel, must have tool right here. Frame drill, 100%. Or I don't know if to call it a frame drill, it's a mag drill is what the true name is for it. So let's get her going. There you have it, guys. One down, just like that. Be careful, this stuff is like obviously razor sharp. Well, we have like 37 more to go. All right, guys, so we've got all of the holes drilled in the frame. Man, that took forever because this is a double frame truck. I've got all the holes cleaned out with brake clean. Next thing I'm gonna take is some paint, some trim black ultra. Maybe I grabbed the wrong paint. Anyhow, we need to get some paint laid down on these holes that I've drilled so we can prevent rust from forming inside them. I've already hit it with brake clean to kind of get rid of all the PB blaster and cleaned up our surfaces, and doing this to prevent rust and moisture from getting in here and rusting this frame out down the road. So we've got bracket gonna go here, bracket gonna go here. We're gonna put some bolts back in these holes because this is where the old fuel tank bracket was, and our air dryer bracket here is mounted back solid where it goes. I don't want to like cut it and just kind of like make it fit these holes, so I think I'm gonna leave it, ow, dang it. I'm gonna leave it blank for now, and then once we get everything bolted up, it'll look nice and pretty and you're not gonna see any of this stuff. So I think this has got to be good for metal. We're gonna be sanding this frame back down and painting the frame like I've mentioned before, so putting a little bit of paint inside here or on the frame that isn't blue is not gonna be the end of the world. So no big deal here. Gotta be careful not to spray too much at once because it will definitely start to run, but I guess it doesn't matter since we're gonna be painting all this anyways. All right, that should do it. I've got the other side already painted and it's already dried, so let's get some fuel tank mount brackets mounted up. And we're like super close to getting all the tires and wheels and everything else off this thing, getting it ready for the roll it over there for those guys. And the body shop's a little, I wouldn't say slow, but they could be busier. So we're gonna send this through the body shop here at FCR, Fitzgerald Collision and Repair, and have them just go ahead and paint everything blue. So let's get the fuel tank brackets mounted up. All right, we've got a bracket on the inside of the frame here that has to get mounted up. So while I do this from the outside, I gotta get in here, and there's a couple air valves or something inside here. Gotta also put in there. Hey, where's Lake at when we need him? Might be able to balance it. I'm gonna get this bracket bolted down. And we'll get the other one bolted down. There's some cross members that go in here too, and I'm putting bolts back in the spots where there's nothing anymore, just to secure that frame and to keep from stuff kind of getting inside these holes over time and causing corrosion. So we're gonna get this bolted up, and hopefully all my bolt holes line up that I drilled. Guys, we're gonna have plenty of bolts that aren't being used to do something with. This is where the def tank was, obviously the rear fuel tank bracket. Now they've both been moved and shifted on both sides. Got to tighten them up, but everything's lining up like it should. With the air dryer, I had to move some lines around. Everything looks really ugly right now, but once we zip tie everything up, make it look uniform, it'll all look 100 times better. These hoses right here, they're gonna have to be routed up here for the fuel tank, so I got to cut them loose and then bring them up to here on both sides. We got an air tank over here relocated. If this air tank wasn't right here, we would have saved so much headache, but if I would have ordered the truck with the lift axle already on it, would have saved so much headache, because we're going to have like 40 hours in installing this axle and painting the frame. A solid 40, so a ton of work. When you start doing calculations on time versus cost, it probably would have been cheaper just going to get it already on the truck, but we're making content. So Ryan and I are going to get all these bolts tightened up, and then I'm so glad all the drilling's done, because we need the frame, the mag drill for Hank the Peterbilt. So we got to get that thing over there so we can do something with it. All right, let's tighten these things up. Completed a ton of stuff since you guys were last showed what was going on. Fuel tank mounts are all completely mounted. All the hardware is tightened down. Something I've noticed about Peterbilt is they don't paint anything worth a crap on the drive line or anything. The air dryer here, I sat here and peeled the paint off of it like it was nothing. And just like the dry shaft here, the paint, it's like the dry shaft was already rusty, and then they just painted over it anyways, which is kind of piss poor, honestly. The I think, or yeah, I think it may, what it is they have like oil on them from the factory whenever the dry shafts get made. And then they just paint over it. And then the paint doesn't stick. So, anyhow, all of our airlines and stuff like that is all tied up, secure. We've got our def lines and stuff that are going to be rerouted to the front. But I've got fuel lines right here ready to go back onto the fuel tank. So those are ready to rip. I'm not happy about this situation. I know it looks ugly, but it's functional. This thing isn't going anywhere. It'll be just fine. Over here on this side over yonder, again, we've got fuel lines ready to be hooked back up to fuel tanks. The def tank, where it's going to be hooked up, is up here in the front. You can see it kind of. The def tank's going to go right here. So the guys over at Semi Casual have got these tanks made by 12 gauge customs, I believe, that will go right here in this area, and they'll remount the module and do everything. So you'd have to open the hood to put def in it. But with the smaller fuel tanks we have on the truck and short range runs, it's not going to be that big of a deal to fill it up full of def and pop the hood every now and then. It's probably a good thing to go ahead and check coolant. You'll be doing all that on your pre-trips anyways every day, so no big deal there. Let's get this thing put down, Ryan. We'll tidy up the top, pull the tires off of it. We got to get the fenders off of it and get this thing ready to be sanded down and painted. Something else we've got to do is we've got a big, huge aluminum radiator from our friends over at Icebox Performance Radiator Supply House. We've got the intake manifold and the programmer are going to be putting on this from PDI Diesel. We've got a really sick ceramic coated exhaust manifold and their new dual oil cooler setup. We're going to be doing all that to this truck once we get it out of the shop from being painted. So we got to get this thing back to work doing stuff because it's sitting here and us making me making the fat payment on it is not doing any of us any good. So, you know, I guess we could have used, let's tidy up the back, then we can use the lifts to pick everything up and pull all these tires off. Yeah. What did you do to this thing, dude? Ryan. Dang. I'll throw our backs out. You don't realize how big these tires are until they're off the truck. Oh boy.
Crank it.
Well, it's the stainless bolts and all the crap on them. Get these fenders off, so I'm thinking, I need you guys to let us know, do we do a full fender or keep the half fender? And also, we're going to do, obviously, like a single hump. Ryan, first day walking? We're going to do a single hump right here on the lift axle, but do we do double humps, stake with the half fender, or do a full big stainless fender? I'm not doing any fiberglass anything because our buddy Chris at Diesel Life has nuked 2 back fenders already, so I'm almost wondering if we just keep this and just do a single hump there. Let me know you guys' input on that.
That's gonna look weird.
I feel like I'm gonna cut myself if I'm not careful. This thing is like tight. There we go. I'll just put it up against something underneath there. These are Hogue built fenders already right here. So, who knows? What do you guys think? All right.
I'm gonna go still.
I guess I'll put this in my pocket. It looks so weird with no fenders on it.
Yeah.
Definitely got something in my hand. Love the taste
Metal.
of dirt. I don't know why. After drilling 38 holes in this thing.
That metal sucks, though.
Dude, I am not looking forward to sanding all this down. I think I might just have you and Lake do it. Did you guys know that this is going to be a terrible and not fun job? All right, let's get this fender off. We got to go find some steely back wheels. It's going to look so funny with just 2 outer wheels on it.
It's gonna be like When we did the Tratter taxi.
You might have something there. Well, folks, we're down here in the... Oh!
That ain't good.
In the tire pile, because we need 2 tires to go in the back of the old Brutus up there, so... Most of these... Well, I would say that all of these tires down here, they're down here because they're either got flat spots on them or they're bad or whatever, but there are a ton of aluminum wheels. We should have a contest so you can break down a wheel the fastest.
Between you and Lake.
Dude, look at old Forky.
Dusty.
Needs a good cleaning. Little gong. I gotta try not to get stuck. Oh! Oh! A little muddy out here.
Oh yeah.
Dang. They do not want to come off.
No, they don't.
That's how you do it. You guys, I managed to stand around and watch Ryan take these tires and wheels off this side. But I'm gonna put this other one back on for him. Oh! We need one of them tire dollies. Someone commented on that the other day. That's gonna be our next purchase, I promise.
That'd be nice.
Almost had it. Boom.
Putting it on the wrong way.
No, we want it like that. So you can get in here and sand every tiny piece of this. I do not want to do this. What have our lives come to? Working on semis for fun. Fun. Imagination. Well, folks, there you have it. This thing is completely ready to be sanded down. The only thing we need to do, we're just out of energy for today, is get this rear center panel pulled off. And it's kind of a pain, so we're going to worry about that when we come in later this week, sometime or first next week, and get ready to sand this thing and roll it into the paint booth and lay some beautiful blue paint on this thing. I've spent all afternoon while Ryan was on the crapper sanding this fuel tank down.
Yeah.
It looks good, don't it?
Yeah, it does. Didn't miss a spot.
Except for where you sanded the welds down.
You sanded it, not me.
All right, so we got this one left to do, but this thing will got some fuel in it. You put it in your charger. I hear, according to Cletus's video, if you put diesel in with a mixture of gas, it gains a little bit of horsepower.
Yeah. For
Seriously,
like 10
it's
minutes.
proven on a Crown Vic. Proven power. Ryan and I were just having a conversation. We got to find a way to change the videos up some, because a lot of our videos are just the same thing. We have another truck in the shop, we're building it, we're doing something to it. We got to find some adventure. I think we just got to get out there and start hauling some cool stuff.
Will it starts?
Will it starts, yes. Maybe we get stuck once or twice on purpose for the video and fake it. Speaking of that, if you guys have any will it starts local to the Tennessee area, we are in Cookeville is where home base is at, basically. So anything within
100 miles.
100-mile radius. Let's keep it realistic, guys. I had someone email me the other night, want me to drive to Arkansas. I'm not driving to Arkansas to start up a cab over. I'm sorry. Now, if it was something we could start up, buy, and drive home, that'd be a cool adventure video.
Mm-hmm.
But local will it starts in Tennessee area. We got lots of people watching here in Tennessee, so comment down below anything semi-truck, tractor, construction, farm, whatever it may be, diesel engines sitting in the weeds. The only way it qualifies is if you can barely see it.
Yep.
Not just kidding, guys. But if you can find us some will it starts, we're down for it. In Florida, we just knew so many people. We knew where to find stuff. Us being new to the area, it's hard to find stuff just sitting in the field. And us know who owns it, or really just knowing all the roads and where the old stuff's sitting at. So let us know if you got a will it start. Drop me an email at brucewilsonshop@gmail.com. And if you guys do help us find a successful will it start, we'll throw in something for you. Maybe we'll go to lunch with them, buy somebody lunch, flip them a little bit of cash.
Yeah, maybe.
We just need some adventure. I miss doing will it starts. It's not all about making the YouTube money. It's the fun of it, seeing something run alive again. But next video of Brutus will be hopefully laying some paint. In the following video with Brutus, we have probably 3 more videos. This thing will be back on the road. We've got to get to work and get using it, guys. But make sure you smash the like button. Comment down below if you know where some wheel starts at. Drop me an email and subscribe. See you later. Peace.